When I started in med-surg, I had a phenomenal preceptor, and when I started in the ICU, I also had a phenomenal preceptor, and so I have been very lucky and fortunate to have just the greatest mentors when it comes to starting a new nursing journey. However, I know that is not the case for everybody. I know that not every preceptor and preceptee relationship is going to be rainbows and sparkles and butterflies. I wanted to give you guys a couple of things that you can say to communicate with your preceptor if you're feeling like things are just off, like maybe you're not on the same page, maybe there's a personality conflict, maybe their teaching style is just not how you learn. These are some general statements to kind of guide you with your communication when it comes to talking with your preceptor. I'm reading off my laptop, by the way, because I wrote these all down, so that's why I'm looking down. This would be a really good way to start off the conversation. Hi, so and so. I was wondering if we could check in for a few minutes. I'd really like to make sure I'm learning as much as I can while we're working together. It shows that you're one, not complaining, and two, advocating for your education. I've noticed I'm having a little bit of trouble finding my footing in how we communicate and work together. I wanted to be honest about it because I value the experience and want to make it work. It shows that you recognize that there's some issues, but you're not putting it 100% back on your preceptor. You're taking accountability and trying to figure out a solution. If there's anything you feel I could be doing differently or better, I'm very open to feedback. I just want to make sure I'm meeting your expectations and also getting what I need to grow. I know everyone has different styles, and I'm committed to adjusting and working with yours. I just figured it was better to check in than let things stay uncomfortable. Just because you and your preceptor aren't vibing, maybe they have a different personality than yours, doesn't mean you still can't get education or learn things from it. If you feel like your preceptors may be a little too hands off for you, maybe you want a little bit more guidance or hands on education, this is what you can say. Sometimes I feel unsure if I'm on the right track. I'd really appreciate a bit more feedback when possible. Or I'd love to hear more about how you make clinical decisions. Even just thinking out loud helps me learn a lot. Maybe you feel like your preceptor's really harsh on you or too critical. This is something else you can say. I do best with constructive feedback, even when I make mistakes. Just knowing how to improve really helps my confidence in learning. I know this doesn't cover every situation between a preceptor and preceptee, but hopefully this gives you a basic foundation for how to start communicating with your preceptor whenever you're going through a rough patch. Let me know if there are any other ways or tips for communicating when it comes to addressing a preceptor that maybe you're just not quite vibing with.